The layer is the most powerful tool within Photoshop. You cannot think about working in Photoshop without layers. And every object that comes into Photoshop, whether text, shape, or image, it will be located on a layer. If you open a new document from the File, New, and select the background content, if it is white, click OK. This background content will be in a layer with a locked icon. And if you select File, New, and background content is transparent, and click OK, and this time the background would appear as a checkerboard. And this layer would be unlocked. Okay. So what is the layer? Let's look at a Big Mac. If you look at this Big Mac, it has various layers. On the bottom, it has a piece of bread. Let's consider this a layer. Then we have cheese. It's another layer. Then there's lettuce. It's another layer. There's a beef patty. That's another layer. Then again bread. And again lettuce, pickles, beef patty, and the bread again on the top. So if you consider each of those as a layer, each layer combined, it makes a Big Mac. And all of our layers combined become an app screen. So when you create a new document, that layer is locked. If you select the Move tool and you want to move this layer, it will not move. You will get a pop-up message. And it will say, could not use the Move tool because the layer is locked. So click OK. Now, if you click on this lock icon, it would be unlocked. So after clicking this one, select the Move tool, and you can move this. Move this layer now. On top of the checkerboard, so how do we create a new layer? So if you start typing, select this T and click here and type something. Clicking OK from the option bar, it would come up as a new layer. And you will see that in the thumbnail, a T, that means it is a text layer. If you copy an image from the outside and paste it here, then it will show up as another layer. So now we have a background layer, a text layer, and an image layer. See, in the thumbnail, we can see the image. Now, let's make a shape. Now this shape is also considered another layer. You see here an icon of the shape and polygon 1. So now we have these 4 different kinds of layers. You can create a transparent new layer by clicking here on the bottom of the layer panel, this icon. If you click here, it would be a new layer with a transparent background. Select the brush tool and you brush over here. So it shows up in this layer, our new transparent layer. And the next one is this one for grouping the layers. So suppose we want to put this layer and this layer together as a group. So select the first one and holding down the Command key from the keyboard or Control key, click here. So these 2 layers are selected. Now, if you click this, Group, these 2 layers would be inside a group. Now you can add any name. Let's make it New. Let's undo it. The next one is for hue, saturation, vibrance, curve level. So mostly we don't need this. This is for photography. The next is the mask tool, adding layer masks. We don't use that, so we'll skip that for now. And the next one is the effects menu. We need it a lot, mostly for the drop shadow. for the color overlay, for the gradient overlay, and sometimes the inner glow, inner shadow, stroke, sometimes for bevel and emboss. We will use the effects menu a lot. You also can make a new layer by clicking here in this menu icon. And from there, select New Layer. And there's also a shortcut. Shift Command plus N. You can also delete the layer from here by selecting Delete Layer. See this app screen? It has various groups of layers. From the top to the bottom, the screen, it has various shapes and text and images. So in the layer panel, let's select this one, the gallery. To select the gallery, either you can turn on this one, auto select, and click in the gallery. Then the gallery layer would be selected from the layer panel. So this gallery text is inside the top group. This one. Click here and expand it. And now go to the character panel. You can change this text to any color. You can increase this text layer size. So layer-based work means you can change the layer however you like without harming the other part of the layer. To the left of every layer, there is an eye icon. If you click on this, you turn off this eye. Then you see this layer will disappear. Click again, and the layer will appear again. Okay, and you can search layers from this layer panel. Suppose we want to find you want to sort all the text layers. So click in the T, and you will see all the text layers displayed. Now, if you want to sort out all the shape layers, click this one. Then all the shape layer will be displayed. There will not be any text layers or image layers. See this small slider on the right-hand side? By pulling this down, you can turn off the sort options. So let's sort again by name. Turn the slider on and click here and type name. So by writing name, let's type battery. Battery. So see the battery layer panel shows up. We can also sort out by the effect, by mode, by attribute, even color, or smart object. Selected and artboard. Let's select this one, effects. And in effect, there are many kinds of effects. But if we select bevel and emboss, we don't have any layers with a bevel and emboss effect. But if we select the drop shadow, we have many layers with a drop shadow effect. So let's turn that off again. And the last thing about the layers, let's select this one red layer from the layer panel. So this layer selected now. Now if you turn on the auto select and click on the yellow, then the yellow layer would be selected. If you select on this green layer, click this one, the green layer would be selected from the layer panel. Now if you turn off the auto select, now if you click on the red, nothing will be selected from the layer panel. If you click on the blue, nothing will be selected from the layer panel. Only the green or the previously selected layer would still be selected. So hold on the Control or Command key from the keyboard and select the red. Click on the red. Now the red layer would be selected. If you click on this one, the cyan, hold down the Control or Command key from the keyboard. Click on the cyan, and the cyan layer would be selected. Now, let's select the cyan and bring this one here, top of the pink color. Now we don't see our pink color shape. Pink color. Because the pink color layer is behind the cyan layer. So if you select the pink color and drag this one on top of this cyan, now you will see that our pink color reappeared, but now we don't see the cyan. So again, let's select the cyan, and while that one is selected and auto select is turned off, move tool is selected, then you can move the cyan over here. So let's select this one, the cyan, and hold down Control or Command key from the keyboard and select the pink. So while these two are selected, press Control or Command plus G from the keyboard. Now these will be in a group. But we don't see them as a group, these two layers. We do see that these thumbnails have moved to the right. The reason is this slider is turned on. Turn it off. Now you see our group. Double click on the group and type here pink and cyan. Okay. Now let's select this one, blue. We can make a copy by selecting this layer and right-click the mouse and select Duplicate Layer. Or we can just drag this layer into the new layer icon and drop it. Now we'll have another copy and see blue copy. Now drag this one here. Press Command plus Z from the keyboard, or select this one in the history panel. And we go back to our original blue one. If you don't see this in history panel, then go to the Windows. From there, select History. So you will see this history panel in this right panel side. And another way you can make a copy is by selecting the blue and press Control or Command plus J from the keyboard. Then you will have another copy. And another way you can make a copy of the layer, let's go back to history. Okay, now this time let's select this one, the red, and we want to make a copy of the red layer. Hold down the Alt or Option key from the keyboard, and you see this mouse icon turns to a double. One is black, one is white with a black stroke. That means it would be a copy if you drag now. So I hold down Alt or Option key from the keyboard and drag now. See, we have a new duplicate layer. So this is the way you can drag the layer. You can delete, you can move. And the last thing is that let's select this one, our pink and cyan, that group. Now we want to make a duplicate copy of that group. So while that one is selected, hold down Alt or Option key from the keyboard and drag down, and you'll see that you have a new duplicate copy, but it's moving left and right. I'm still holding down my Alt or Option key. Say you don't want to move this. We want to have a straight line copy. Hold down the Shift key from the keyboard so it will not move to the right or left. It will move straight up or down only. See? Either upward or downward, but it's not moving right or left. If you want to make a straight duplicate copy for a layer or a group layer, hold Shift and Alt together. So that's it for layers. See you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.